This drops times like time rewind. Haters get truth, we don't play polite. X's and O's in a chessboard fight. So when you tune in, know what it means. It's more than a game, it's championship dreams. Doing Bruknis, bring angel chant. In Madden 2-5, we own the slant. It's that digital grind, gridiron minds. Bruknis drops times like time rewind. Haters get truth, we don't play polite. X's and O's in a chessboard fight. So when you tune in, know what it means. It's more than a game, it's championship truth. Doing Bruknis, the angel chant.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into another edition of Do Champions Gaming. I am your host, Pat Bruknis. You can find me on Twitter at Pat_Bruknis. Today, we're going to be playing some college football. I'm going to have Matt Diger come out with me later as we play some NHL. And we're also going to be going over the Buffalo Bills schedule, which was released on Wednesday. So before we get started, I do want to talk about the Buffalo Bills schedule. Just looking at it very quick, I'm going to give you guys a quick overview. If you guys have not seen it yet, here it is. The Bills will start off the year at home week 1 on Sunday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens. And then they will go to MetLife on CBS to play the Jets. Then we're at home against the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. Then we're home against the Saints. We're home against the Patriots on Sunday Night Football again. Then week 6 doubleheader. We are in Atlanta. Then we have our bye week. I do like having the week 7 bye week. Then we are in Carolina. Then the AFC Championship rematch at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we're on the road in Miami. We're home against Tampa Bay. Thursday Night Football in Houston. In Pittsburgh. Then week 14 at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'll touch on that game a little bit later because I do have quite a few opinions on that game. We are in New England. In Cleveland, home against the Eagles, and home against the Jets to finish the final regular season game at Ralph Wilson Stadium, now known as Highmark Stadium, but if you're Bills fans, call it Ralph Wilson Stadium. So yeah, just look at the schedule very quickly. If the Bills can beat the Baltimore Ravens at home, which they were 10-0 last year at home, I think they can run off and win the first 8 games as they can beat the Ravens, then take care of business against the Jets and Dolphins. Play the Saints, who's the quarterback for them. So I do like that part of the schedule. I think that part of the schedule is very favorable for the Bills. Thank you, as we do have it right here. Then the Bills would not have another challenge up until some people might think week 5 against New England with Drake May. Who knows if Stephon Diggs is playing in that game? Until Kansas City, which, as we know, Josh Allen is 4-1 against the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. But now us Bills fans are kind of to the point where we don't care about beating the Chiefs in regular season. We do because it's very important for seeding. But at the same time, we can, if we beat them, more importantly, we've got to beat them in the playoffs. That's been the hill we have to get over. We haven't done it yet. I think we're going to this year. And then, again, after Kansas City, we play Miami. We take care of business against Miami, Tampa Bay, Houston. We can beat them. Pittsburgh, we can beat them. Cincinnati. I know a lot of Bengals fans have been. I heard Widow 2K talk about this. I believe it was yesterday on the Coast to Coast podcast. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go check it out. And all of our other great podcasts. The Cincinnati Bengals are basically the same team with the worst defense from 2022 from the last time we played them. We are a totally different team. We are not a spread them out team anymore. We are willing to run the ball with a top 5 offensive line. And our defense has been revamped. Our defense is healthier, faster, younger. I just think Cincinnati doesn't know what they're getting themselves into with that game. So I really do think we're going to take care of business in that game as well. And one of the things when I look at the schedule is I don't like the fact they put Week 17 Eagles at Bills. Because if both teams have the division locked up, which they possibly could by that point, as the Bills locked up the division. I believe it was week 14 or 15 last year. What are the starters going to be playing in that game? Who knows? I wish that game would have been more in a October, November, maybe even a December-ish, an early December, late November game, because that could be a Super Bowl preview. So with that being said, I do have the Bills at a record of a floor of 13-4 and a ceiling of 15-2. So I'm going to go with somewhere in the middle, say the Bills are going to finish with a 14-3 record. I don't know where they're going to lose 3 games. Maybe it's the final game of the year where we don't play our starters if we don't have to. Hopefully by then we have the first seed locked up. So with that being said, we are going to play some college football, as I'm going to be playing my brother, Nick, as he has given me some challenges in the past. Let's see if he can dethrone me today. And again, thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors, anybody tuning in now or watching on the replay. And if you guys want to talk about any other team's schedule, leave it down in the comments below. We can go over their schedule as well. All right, so as we are waiting to get queued up here, I believe it was, what's his name? Not Shannon, Emmanuel Acho said that this should be the year the Bills can do it, and Josh Allen will put up repeat MVP numbers, which I do believe. And I do love that all of our home games, all of our hard games are at home, which we were 10-0 last year, as I stated earlier. And all of our easier games are on the road, which I'm okay with. Obviously, you want the hard games at home besides Houston, obviously. And, playing in Pittsburgh is never easy as well. So, yeah, here we are getting to the game. It feels good to be back on air as we have the Oregon Ducks heading to Georgia, number 1 and number 2 ranked schools in the nation. I do like those Oregon uniforms. I think they're called the eggshells. They always get new uniforms. I believe the Nike CEO went to Oregon. That's why they're always getting the new uniforms. There's Uga. Yeah, but let me know down below, what games are you guys looking forward to on this Buffalo Bills schedule? Is it Cincinnati? Is it a rematch against Kansas City? Is it Philadelphia? Is it even the Dolphins? Okay, the Stadium Pulse is rocking today. Oh. Okay, even for me at home. There we go. Now, I do know one thing about my brother, though, is I do have a pretty good record online against other opponents, but my brother does know all my tips and tricks, so whenever I play him, I have to switch it up. So this is going to be a pretty interesting game, as I don't believe I have lost yet on stream. Oh, Georgia ball. On stream in college football yet. So hopefully we can keep that streak going tonight. And then later on tonight, you guys are going to watch me get destroyed by Matt Tiger in NHL. That's going to be fun. We'll take the check down there. Oh, there you go. Trevor Etienne. Now a Carolina Panther. Take the check down to Carson Delp. Oh, with that hurdle. And picks up the first down and a little bit more. So now I do have a question for everybody in the chat, watching now or watching later. The cornerback 1 is locked up with Christian Benford at the helm. Cornerback 2, do you give it to Dane Jackson, Maxwell Harrison, or Tre'Davious White? Let me know what you guys think. It's me personally, I believe it's going to go to whoever plays the best in training camp and in the preseason. And Tre'Davious White does know the system as well as Dane Jackson. So we'll see. He gets on that blitz. That's the infamous Nick blitz right there. Oh, 14 goal up and 1. All right, let's see. He's going to come out here and he's in disguise. He's not coming. That's there we go, Carson Beck. And we're going to have a touchdown, Dogs. There we go, Carson Beck. Now Miami Hurricane, as he did transfer after the season. Who doesn't let us see Jordan Uga? I believe now they're Uga 11 or 12. All right, let's see if our defense can come up with another stop. It would be really nice to get off to a lead at home. Dylan Gabriel, now Cleveland Brown. Ooh, I bit on the play action there. Oh, that was a nice use of playmaker. All right, 1st and 10. Let's see what he's going to come out and do now. He's going to come out, take a throw to the running back. Me and him do play kind of similar, so it is kind of easy to pick up on what he is doing. Dylan Gabriel out of the pocket. He's going to take the dump pass to the running back again, and the ball's going to come loose again. I saw that one coming. Let's switch it up here a little bit. Still the first quarter. It's been a long first quarter. Didn't want the running back. Knew it. And 3rd and 8. Let's see if we can get off the field here. Incompletion. There we go. 4th and 8. Let's see what he's going to do here. Wow, what a play. What a play. Oh, we got Wildcat. We got a Wildcat. We can take it right up the middle. We are tied at 7 with 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Trevor Etienne taking the kick return. I don't think I've ever seen Etienne back there. Let's see what we got here. He's in the zone. He hardly ever runs man. He will put up a contain against me, though. He does it all the time. There we go. Trevor Etienne will not be able to make a play. Loss of 5. That's going to hurt. Oh boy, 4th and 15. Let's get Mr. What's up, Mr. Student Body Right? How you doing tonight?
Not too bad, man. Your note looks a lot better.
Thank you. Yes. It was well worth the wait.
Yeah. It sounds like that beard too with how patchy it is. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We just went over the Bills schedule, and now I'm playing Nick in college football. So
nice. Yeah, the schedule's pretty interesting because it sounds like the Ravens are going to win everything.
Yeah, aren't they always? And same thing with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Is that where we're at? Kind of right now with that, we're the most combative foe we have is not. I mean, I think we beat the Dolphins into submission, both with our wit and our play. But
yep.
I'm eating salt off my table right now because it's delicious. But the Dolphins are drinking salt of their own tears, and they're also, saltwater animals. But I think that we've kind of beat them into submission a little bit. But it always seems like, and I go back to the Jerry Coleman incident. You remember that?
Yes, I do. We told Josh Allen where he doesn't think the Bills are good enough, or the offense is not good enough to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, completely. And I just feel like there's still this. Yeah, I'm playing the music. I feel like there's still this is like resounding hate. Also with like the combativeness, not combativeness, but with the general discourse of like discussion between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. It's just I think it's just that there's nothing else to talk about, right? It's the reason we're playing video games right now.
Yeah. It is a long off season, and I said it earlier. I do think if the Bills can win Week 1, they can easily be 8-0 heading into that Kansas City game Week 9. That's how favorable that schedule is.
We just can't get out of and I think we just can't get out of the Kansas City clutches, right?
Yeah.
With you being in Wisconsin, not to dox you a little bit, did you see yourself coming to any home games?
Yes, I do. I have already had a few discussions. I know I am coming up to Chicago for that preseason game.
Yeah.
Then looking at the schedule, I'm thinking I talked to Tommy, one of the guys here for Dude Champions who runs the social media, and I think I had coming up to either the Miami game, the Saints game, or the New England game, or maybe even the Kansas City game. So it's one of those 4 that I'm aiming towards.
Do you know why we end up really playing the Chiefs every year?
We're both division winners.
Well, yeah, the use of the rotating schedule and standing based matchups. It's just it's real, and with the interconference matchup, since 2020, 2021, the NFL added the 17th game. Based on the previous year's standings, that's kind of how we roll with this year. I don't know. It's you kind of know what you have, but at the same time, you get a ton of people on TikTok that think they got the schedule early. I don't know if it's content, but it's stupid.
Yeah, there's a few people. There's a few I'm thinking of. There's one guy who wears a tank top in like every video.
I
always wrong.
I blanked on the air.
Yeah, I know. I saw your tweet. That's why I said that.
I blanked on it. He's not gonna. I don't know if he's gonna see this. I mean, he's really busy. But I'm blocked. But I think this is two now media casts in a row. I've mentioned him, and that's probably 2 more times than I thought about him in 6 months. But I am like just thinking about. It's another. What we have? Do we have the Bucks? What? Sorry. We have the Bucks.
Yeah.
What? August 23rd. Is that Miami weather? Or is it there's a little reproof on there? I mean, I know obviously Tampa is a little bit further north, but that concerns me. We do have the Dolphins in September 18th. I just don't like it. I don't know if it's an advantage for.
We are home against the Dolphins though.
We are at home. Got it.
Yes, we are home on Thursday Night Football, and then we are home against the Bucs Week 11. Hey, Tampa's a home game. Yep. Shout out to Do Champions. Tampa is a home game on Fox, by the way. Yep, and there's the schedule right there.
Awesome.
So now, Sid, I do want to get your opinion on something because I went on a little bit of a rant about it earlier. Week 17, sure. The Eagles come to Buffalo. Do you think that's a game that should have happened in November, October, and early December, and not Week 17 where the starters might not be playing?
That's a brilliant question. I think the league does its best job to make these games. There's a conscious effort to get some of these dog shit games. I mean, how many times have you had kind of in the middle of kind of like week 6 to 9? Some of those 4 o'clock or 1 o'clock Sunday slates were some of the worst football ever. I mean, I remember Jesse just complaining all the time. So, with people, and especially these companies, like you're now seeing that Nickelodeon gets a game. You're now seeing that Netflix gets a game. Amazon gets a game. You get a car. He gets you know what I mean? There's some real, division of assets here. Because if you're going to pay X amount of billions of dollars, right, to to get the rights to play, because those NFL TV contracts, that's the reason the salary cap goes up every year. It's a main reason is these robust TV contracts. Without them all, dividing these very finite assets, games assets, 17 weeks. That's all you get. Right. And it's more important for these TV guys to get these games that they want, because the 17th game, whether you like it or not, it was added, for revenue. Yeah, that's another week that the concessions are open. That's another week that merchandising is open, and it's another week of the TV deals. But what a brilliant question. I'm sorry, I do not have the answer to it. I could rant and not answer it all you want, but I really don't. I gotta really introspectively look there. So
yeah, no, it's fine. And now, do you plan on coming up to any games this year?
I went to Green Bay about 3 years ago. 4 years ago? I guess it'd be 3 years ago when we played the Vikings. Yeah, because they'd be the same division. And I absolutely love it. It gave me like Arsenal in London vibes, because it is a stadium planted right in the middle of a neighborhood, which is crazy. You can literally see somebody walking the dog.
I love. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's talk about your second favorite team.
I do like going to Green Bay for that reason too.
You said what? Let's talk about your second favorite team. The Bears.
Oh no, I don't have a second favorite team.
Yeah, you do. Bro.
No, it's not me. Not me.
No, I sent out a tweet probably about 2 years ago. Tweet said something like this: the Bears are 2 GMs away and 2 first-round quarterback selections away from being a serious playoff contender. Do you think they break that streak this year?
Well, I saw something this morning when I woke up on NFL Network that prior to the 2024 NFL draft, Caleb Williams did not want to be a Bear, but Ryan Poles, the Bears GM, told him, "We don't care. We are drafting you." I guess Caleb Williams or his dad said, "Chicago's where quarterbacks go to die."
Conversations are
no,
I mean, Shaduro is making me think otherwise, but
yeah.
That whole the way the whole thing is driving. Yeah, I mean, you got Ben Johnson gets a head coaching job. Good for him. Former offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
It's a great offensive coordinator. And it's a complete overhaul. The Bears are total new coaching staff. Dennis Allen's a coordinator. Running back coach Eric Bieniemy. I thought he was going to be.
That's a good coaching staff.
Yeah, you got Bieniemy, Ben Johnson. Maybe that's a testament to who's at the helm there. Now, another guy who's at the helm somewhere.
Dennis Allen.
Yeah,
You got Dennis Allen as their defensive coordinator.
Brian Dable. If this goes anything less than butterflies, do you think he's on the hot seat? Because Joe Shane did, kind of assure people very quickly that Dable was going nowhere at the end of last year.
It could be. I mean, they did trade up for Jackson Dart. Obviously, that's the guy they want. Brian Dable said that Jackson Dart has Josh Allen traits or reminds him of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not this year, but they don't do anything by next year. Maybe he's gone.
He started in 2022, 9-7-1. 2023, 6-11. Right. Last year, 3-14. I mean, Giants fans being awesome about the ball flicks of Jackson Dart in a t-shirt and helmet practice was amazing. I mean, it's all the same.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's all the same. Only the names will change.
I mean, look at that quarterback room. They have Tommy DeVito. They have Jackson Dart. They have, I believe it's Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson.
That's a weird room.
That's the guy. It's very.
You got some travelers. You got some travelers there. You got some guys that command the starting job, whether they, probably should be a competition. Ultimate backups. A guy who probably, it's a marvel to a lot of people. He's even in that quarterback room with, DeVito. And then you got, a guy that you really committed some draft capital to in Jackson Dart. It's a very dynamic room.
It is. And I do think with what Brian Dable can do with quarterbacks, I believe he was a quarterback coach for Tom Brady, Brett Favre. Look what he did in Bama, Josh Allen.
You know who the quarterback
Jackson
coach
Dart can be something.
You know who the quarterback coach is? Bills fans went crazy when we lost him. How will we ever survive? Chad Hall.
It's it Chad Hall?
Yeah. Chad Hall. He played at Air Force. Then I think he was quickly on the Eagles and the Chiefs, maybe the Niners. And then he just went right to coaching as, transitioning to offensive assistant for us in 2017. But when we left, it was like, oh my God. And he was promoted in 2019 when we had Diggs, Gabe,
McKenzie, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people were just like, how do we ever survive? These coaching trees are great trees because it starts with a great base. And the reason they're trees is because they branch out. So, everybody eventually leaves, right? Right down, even the a great constructor of our Super Bowl years, Bill Polian. He was out. Shout out. We will have Bill and Brian Polian. We will have them on in a few weeks. Just got some correspondence, so look forward to that. Check out the 30 Manageable podcast tomorrow. We will have Poncho's Army. We'll have Patty Thomas, spouse of Irma Thomas, because she's just a brilliant individual in and of herself, and also Aaron Salter, if the third, if that name sounds familiar. He is the son of the late Aaron Salter Jr., who unfortunately, but fortunately, lost his life during that Tops just terrible massacre. The reason I say fortunately is he in having his life taken, he saved so many others. And we have an amazing conversation. We get to talk to his son, and just the efforts in the community to end racism. Try and bring us together, build us up. Everything you need, as Matt says, nothing you don't. So, Pat, good talking to you. Just want to drop in real quick. I believe we have Matt Diger coming. Did I just call you Matt or Pat?
You said what? No, you call me Pat.
Doesn't matter. Peace.
Yeah, no. All right. It's good talking to you. Yes, Matt will be joining us later to play some NHL with us on stream. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, but in this one, I am trailing 28-21. It's been a tough one offensively. I have thrown a couple picks. Defense is keeping us in this game in a way. That 99-yard touchdown was huge. Oh, there we go. Defense coming up big. We have time for one. We have time for one more play. Can we put it in the end zone? Tie this game up before half. He is going to come out and prevent. Let's see what we can do here. Carson back under pressure. Nothing's going to come up. Halftime. 28-21. We do get buzz start the half. I forgot about that. And one thing to look forward to with the gaming stream is I will be doing a updated Buffalo Bills roster Madden franchise with the updated rosters. I'm gonna try to see what it can do as far as making the schedule realistic. I have to keep you guys updated with that. And we're gonna take a sack there. Dang it. It's gonna be pretty cool to see Joey Bosa in a Bills uniform. That's something I never thought would happen, by the way. And that's gonna be a pick. Holy cow. This has been, interception party here as of late. Nick has thrown 2 picks on his last 2 drives. I've thrown 3 or 4 picks this game. Oh, man, oh, man. He got behind Walker. Oh, my goodness. That could have been a house call if he stays in bounds. Luckily, he didn't. He's going to walk it for 6. Oh, man. The completion percentage is hovering around 50%. That's just not good enough. We have turned the ball over 4 times, it's just inexcusable. You can't throw 4 interceptions in a game and expect to win. Carson Beck is just not fast enough. Oh, man. We go dump the ball off to Evans. Carson Beck's risk of injury is high. We gotta make sure he doesn't take any more hits like that. And that's gonna be another fumble. Oh my goodness. This game's getting out of hand. That might just be all she wrote. Poor tackling. We should have been able to get our hands on him and try to at least attempt to force a fumble, which we just couldn't do. Oh, man. He's going to walk in for 6. Let's see what we can do here. I think we can attempt to make a comeback down 21. 7 minutes and 48 seconds left in this game. It's going to be hard. Oh man, this is ugly. Damn, this is ugly. This is ugly. All right. Now we're going to score 28, just a tie, which is more than we have put up all game. So it can happen. Yeah, we got a comment here from Do Champions. Damn kids, LOL. Yeah. I guess I'm, I'm what the kids call unk now. Apparently, man. Eventually, I meant to play Nick in Madden. He's pretty good at college football. I know I can beat him in Madden. There we go. We need that, and Beck's going to throw it out of bounds. Oh, no, that's in bounds. Wow. Nice way to keep the feet in. Sup, Simpson 15_17. Whoever you may be. What's up? Good to be seen. Hope you're having a good night. Let's see what we got here. Gonna come here from Potter Donut, my guy. Go Sooners. Boomer Sooners. Adrian Peterson. I know Adrian Peterson was your guy. Yeah, Sooners are pretty good. I did play a game with them, I believe, on the first stream, and I did win. Definitely a good team to use. I just can't get that throw off. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can get going here. Let's see if we can get scored. Oh, right up the seam. Oh, what a touchdown. What a dart by Carson Beck. Best throw of the game. This is a embarrassment. My first loss in college football is going to come to my younger brother. That just doesn't sit right with me. Carson dealt in for the 2-point conversion. Down by 20. Let's see if we can make this comeback. Blast him. Oh my goodness. You have a chance to hit him, you gotta hit him. Always gonna take the underneath. He's gonna have it every time. Yeah, I told my brother too. I said I wanted a challenge on stream, and he definitely has given me one. Oh my gosh. Ugh. That's clamps. That's called seatbelt. That's lockdown. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? That was 6. There we go, Humphrey. Slowly inching our way back into this game. There's the pick. Now, what can we do with the pick? We have thrown 4 picks ourselves in this one, so I don't even think we're winning the turnover battle right now with all the fumbles. He is a man. There goes Bell. I believe that's David Bell. 437 passing yards, 4 touchdowns with 4 picks. So touchdown interception ratio is, I believe, not good. Oh man, you can't have this. That's acceptable. My brother will play contain against me because he knows I like to roll out with the quarterback. So it's just, knowing your opponent pretty well. He just matches up well against me. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Oh, you get down, Carson Beck. Put the defenders on ice skates right there. Pretty nice. We can't outrun them there. Dang. Okay. See if we get the playoff in time, and we will get the playoff in time. Armani Smith, now a New Jersey Jet, sorry. And we're going to take it down to the 4. That's one thing I know. Before College Football 24 came out, everybody was talking about saying it's going to be the same game as Madden. But I will say EA has done a pretty good job making college football its own game, as it is more explosive, more fast-paced, and more offense than it is defense. And where Madden, it's a little bit more balanced. So I like the two games. I don't think they're similar. I can't wait for College Football 25 to come out. We should look for an onside kick. But it's fine. And I can't waste the timeout either. So here we are. Defense is going to have to come up big with a stop. Let's see what we can do here. And he's just going to drop it in the breadbasket. You read right through my disguise. Comment here from one of my favorite people in the world. One of my good friends, Junior Farting. It's going pretty good, man. How about yourself? Junior, I know you are a Jets fan. Let's talk about that Jets schedule. How do you feel about the Jets schedule? What's your record prediction? And how do you feel about the acquisition of Justin Fields? Just had to reach, can't get that. No, he's not. Wow. 7 just dropped that ball. It's going to be an okay season. I do agree with you. I do think the Jets do need a quarterback. They need help on the offensive line. I'm interested to see how Justin Fields does in that offense as well. I know him and Garrett Wilson were college teammates. But we'll see. They'll have to compete with New England, obviously, for second place. And I do think the Bills are going to win that division again. I think both the Jets and Patriots will be better than Miami. And he's just going to score again. Okay, we're going for 2. Try to cancel out my 2-point conversion. Incomplete. There we go. Down by 19. Gotta start making some noise. I need our defense to get a few more stops. And that's going to help. I'm wondering how Glenn and Fields are going to be as a coach. Yeah, it's definitely, when you have a new head coach and a new quarterback, it definitely is going to take time to adjust to each other. Maybe they do it early in the season. Hopefully not. Maybe they do it late. Maybe it takes a year and a half, 2 years. Hey, yes. It's very interesting. That's a good point that you just brought up there. Oh, This game's ugly, and that's the ball game. There's no coming back from that. And guys are just right in my face, and I can't do anything about it. Blow him up in the backfield. There we go. Number 3, C.J. Allen. Now, Junior, what game are you looking forward to the most on the Jets schedule? And almost 6. He's going to take his field goal. I'm shocked. Usually he goes for it. Might be a fake. He probably just switched. It probably was a fake, and he switched it to a normal field goal attempt. Now, with football season around the corner, let's talk some fantasy football. Myself, I am an avid fantasy football player, as I am in several leagues, and some of my tips that I like to do is I try not to take the quarterback. I think it's pretty obvious. You don't take a quarterback till around 3 or 4 or if there's a trend on quarterbacks. That's usually what I like to do. I like to have mobile quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. A quarterback like that, as he'll get you rushing yards, which is points, rushing touchdowns. Nobody does that better than Josh Allen, as he can run off 10, 15-yard rushing touchdowns. So what do you guys think are some fantasy players that are going to break out this year? Oh, that ball's almost picked. Some of the names I'm looking at are, I do like the option of, maybe it's a little biased, but Keon Coleman. I believe he led the league in yards. What was it? It was yards after the catch per expected or something like that. All right, Junior did put the first 2 weeks is going to be interesting. I do agree with you for the Jets. I know they play, I don't know who they play in week 2, but I know they play Pittsburgh week 1, which could have some wildcard implications. Yeah, some of the names, also some names I'm looking at for fantasy football are, I think obviously you want guys like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, but that's gonna be another pick. Obviously, I do believe that the first overall pick will probably be Saquon Barkley. It's usually running backs are at a premium, so running backs are typically the first things off the board, and usually once you get past the Derrick Henrys, the Saquons, and the McCaffreys, maybe now you can even put James Cook into that mix. Maybe, just maybe, he did have 16 rushing touchdowns last year. I do believe the Bills will run the ball a little bit more with James Cook and not rely on Josh Allen's rushing ability. Then after those, the big 3 of Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy. But those are your big 3 for running backs. Then after that, typically receivers go. Maybe a receiver goes in pick 2, then a running back goes. But me personally, if I had the first overall pick right now, I would take Saquon Barkley. And I don't know why I just gave out that intel with Junior Parting in here. He's in one of my fantasy leagues. So he did just get intel from me. There you go, free intel. Minute 37 left in this game. It's all but over. The score is 58-36. I've taken my first L in college football on stream. Unfortunately, it goes to the hands of a family member on top of that. So definitely interesting. Yeah, that's definitely, and there's going to be a sack. Now, I want to know, how do you guys feel about kickers in fantasy football? Because I know in one of the leagues I'm in, it's a dynasty league. They just removed kickers and defenses. Me personally, I like when the defenses ball out and you win a game because of a defense. we won a game because of a kicker. I've done it a few times last year. So I like the defenses and kickers. Let me see if I can pull up my fantasy app right here. And I'll just give you guys an overview of what one of my dynasty teams are. So in this league that I'm in, I do have Caleb Williams as my starting quarterback. I have Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson, A.J. Brown, who I might be trading to Matt Dygert. We still got to figure that out. DJ Moore, Pat Firemuth, Keon Coleman, E.D. Mitchell, Travis Etienne, Trey Harris. And on my bench, I have Jackson Dart, Ty Johnson, A.J. Dillon, Luther Burden, Curtis Samuel, Ray McLeod, Tutu Atwell, Calvin Austin, Tyler Higbee, Noah Fant, and Dawson Knox. Now, my taxi squad, for anybody who does not know what a taxi squad is, I believe it is players that have under 3 years of experience. You put them on that taxi squad. You hold them there. I have Byshell 2 in the running back that the Jaguars just drafted. Ollie Gordon, running back from OSU, Oklahoma State University, that the Dolphins drafted. Jalen Royals, rookie receiver for Kansas City. And he's got 6. Yeah, I'm going to hear about that one in the morning. And Shedeur Sanders. And I did not have any picks in this year's draft until the 4th round, and I managed to walk away with Jalen Royals, Shedeur Sanders, Bryce 2, and Ollie Gordon, Jackson Dart, Trey Harris, and Byron Simmons. So, yeah, I'd love to hear how you guys draft, and maybe, I'll have to talk to the higher-ups at Do Champions, and maybe we can start a Do Champions Fantasy Football League. I know we did have a pick'em league last year, and that was pretty fun too. I do like doing pick'ems, and if any of you guys always want to keep up to date with betting and fantasy football show, make sure you check out No One to Blame. I believe we're live every Tuesday, I believe, and as well as Matt Dygert as well, big fantasy football guy. Knows what he's talking about when it comes to betting as well. And that's gonna be 6. That's just consolation points right there. This game's been over. $65-42. This was ugly. And he's gonna drop. He's gonna drop the 240 version, of course. Man, okay, I'm getting destroyed in college football here. And Matt Dyke's will be hopping on here shortly to play me in NHL. Yeah, I'm probably going to get whooped in that too. So, all right. GG's to you, Nick, as you have, came into Georgia, won by 23. Really impressive. One of the worst games of my life. I'm sure I'll hear about that. You're a dog. Thanks, Nick. You won by 23, man. You're the dog, not me. Shout out to you. Great game. Keep it going. Now, I'm going to hop on Madden and see where I can actually try to pick up a win. And play some Madden until Matt Dyker's ready to hop on some NHL. Let me see if it locked me up. I want to continue talking about fantasy football here. If I can just get my app to pull up. Okay. It actually did pull up. So here we are. Projections. Lamar Jackson was the number 1 overall quarterback, ranked quarterback last year in fantasy. I do see him and Josh Allen teetering back and forth between 1 and 2. I definitely do believe it'll be one of those two. I'll take the number 1 spot. Then, another good pick in fantasy. I totally forgot about him earlier. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs was number 3, I believe, in fantasy last year. And now, my only concern with drafting Jahmyr Gibbs is the fact, how does that Detroit offense, Lions offense look without Ben Johnson? Does it look much different? I don't think it will. I do think that Jahmyr Gibbs is a hell of a player, and that production is not going to go down at all. So I do think starting from the top here on this list that I have, I think Josh Allen is a safe pick. Lamar Jackson is safe. Jahmyr Gibbs is safe. Saquon Barkley is safe. Joe Burrow is safe if he can stay healthy. But guys like, a Chase Brown is who won People Fantasy Leagues last year. It was Kyron Williams 2 years before. So just looking at this list, I wonder who will be this year. If some people say it might be Genty, but everybody expects Genty to be good. So I don't know if that's really like kind of like a wow. I do believe Genty will go pretty high up in fantasy leagues this year, especially Dynasty. Joe Mixon's another good pick for running back. So it's Bucky Irving. Aaron Jones is always the guy that I have had. Then he gets hurt. So be cautious if you're going after Aaron Jones. Brandon Conrington on the kick return. Okay, maybe. Breece Hall, I heard that he was on the trade block during the draft. I don't know if he still is. Maybe that's a safe. I would stay away from Breece Hall just because you don't know what the situation he's going to be going into and what team he's going to be playing for. And Keon Coleman deep on Trent McDuffie, and that ball's pick. Oh my gosh, I'm just throwing picks tonight, aren't I? Yeah, Josh Jacobs is another good safe pick as he had a very, very good fantasy year last year as he was ranked number 5 in my league. Running back ranked number 5. His most points per game was 25.94 against the Jaguars in week 8. He had a few 20-point games. I do think Josh Jacobs is a guy I would try to get. And obviously got guys like Jonathan Taylor. Zach Charbonnet is also a sleeper pick with Kenneth Walker's injury history the last several years. J.K. Dobbins is a free agent, I believe. But that man was putting up points last year in fantasy. Okay, man, I just can't go for these Jaguars at all.
Good evening, Pat Bruknis.
Good evening, Matt Tiger. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. I hear you're talking fantasy, so I figured I'd hop in a little bit early and do a little talking with you here about that. So,
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super after I know we got a little bit of time here before the season starts and everything like that. But I mean, a lot of dynasty rookie drafts have already happened, which is always a fun thing.
Always.
So I mean, it really comes down to the simple fact that it's the next couple of months are going to be pretty boring NFL wise, football wise. You got college, the new college football game coming out here shortly. So that's always a fun summer release.
Yes, it is.
So
yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Me and you were both in one of the same dynasty leagues, and we both were targeting some of the same players like Trey Harris, Luther Burden, Jalen Royals, Shador Sanders. I just had to come up a few times, I guess, to jump you. Not even doing it intentionally. It's funny how that worked out.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed by that, but it's no big deal, no love lost. It's just that's what happens when you're trying to build a team I go kind of with the Rams philosophy. I don't want first round picks. I'd rather have the players because I can then turn those players back around a year later and change them into different players. So
yeah,
that's definitely something that is a lot of fun to kind of deal with. So.
How about you? I mean, you traded me your first round pick last year before I traded it for Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that
follow the same philosophy.
That kind of sucked because I mean, the trade at the time was great. I mean, he was having a hell of a season before he got injured, and after I lost him, it kind of went downhill. And you gotta kind of in dynasty, it's a lot different than just the redraft or even the best ball. You're building a team. It's almost similar to like doing a Madden franchise or anything like that. You gotta, you got to take risks a little bit more than you can in a redraft league or best ball, because in those you want to take the guys that are pretty proven, whereas in a dynasty league you like to have it all the way up and down all the way up and down everything, all the way up and down the roster, whether from high end to sleepers to whatever, and
Right.
it's sometimes those sleepers go off, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I know I had to deal with a few injuries last year in the sleeper league, and it wasn't fun trying to deal with. I mean, especially with it being a 12-man league, it was hard to try to overcome that. It is what it is.
So we're getting ready to play some NHL here tonight. I was pretty not happy tonight with the even though the Sabres aren't in it. I enjoy watching the Leafs lose. I was enjoying watching them falter very, very much after being up 2-0 in the series, and they were able to get it to a game 7. But man, let me tell you, I mean, it was 0-0 going into the third, and I couldn't believe that they were able to they were able to get it to a game 7. I would have thought Florida at home would have put on a better showing.
Yeah, see, I wish I gotta start paying more attention to hockey. I really have to. I haven't done it since the Blackhawks kind of became irrelevant back in 2018, 2019. When
hockey, we Beyond and I are going to be having our hockey hotline tomorrow morning for any Sabres fans out there, or any fans of NHL, of the NHL, of hockey. So definitely check that out with us. But we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff. But hockey is a very, it's an intense but beautiful game. Like it's so much fun to watch. It's so, I don't know. It's just a lot of fun.
It's entertaining. There's never a dull moment in hockey.
Correct. And you watch, you think it would be very similar to soccer. Like I remember being younger and thinking that it was very similar to soccer, but then you watch soccer and it's like, this is boring. And I'm sorry to anybody that
I can't watch soccer.
I'm sorry to anybody out there that likes soccer or anything like that, because it's a good game in its own way. And, for the people in Europe and Spain and, anybody that it's their main sport, but I'd rather sit down and watch an entire hockey game, even if it's not any of the teams that I follow, because it's just so much fun to watch. And it's so, the excitement, especially at the NHL level, even some of the junior games, like Tage Thompson's in the World Juniors right now. He's had, he's had 2 hat tricks. like it's crazy. Like it's just a lot of fun to watch. And, you guys will see us here in a little bit playing a little NHL here tonight. So,
and I will say, I have never played World of Chell. What exactly is that?
World of Chell is basically like, I'm just trying to, you basically create your own guy, and you go through and you play with other people. So it's, if you've ever watched Madden or played Madden, it's very much like that, the 3-on-3.
The Ultimate Team Squads. Okay.
Yes, it's very much like squads.
Okay.
And I think that's where Madden ended up getting squads from. Is from Chell. World of Chell is so much fun to play. Like it's just you get your own guy and you try and but a lot of the guys on there, I don't know, man. It's hard to describe. They literally just, I don't want to say cheat, but they like make, like, a lot of them don't make it like super fun.
Oh, wonderful. So I'm in for a hell of a night. after losing 23 to my younger brother.
Well,
Oh,
we won't
man.
be playing. We won't be playing shell. We'll be playing the 5-on-5 normal hockey. But I'm just playing a game right now just to make sure I'm still, because I haven't played almost 2 years myself. So.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can play blind or drunk and still beat me.
Probably, but
yeah,
I know. There's some things that changed in it within the game this year compared to years past, and I'm just playing around with it right now. Nothing like fancy or anything like that. But we'll get into a game here in a few minutes and really kind of see how it is.
Yeah, I will say when I was setting up my settings, the NHL 94 controls are gone.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are, and the total control is a lot of. You've had to play for a long time to.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like a cross between skill stick and your normal controls.
Okay.
But some of the improvements that they made this year is cycling, which is awesome. Like, because now it feels like you're playing actual real hockey.
Okay.
Because you can actually cycle the puck now. Now it's not, now it's part of the game. Cycling the puck is part of NHL. The actual game, NHL 25. Whereas a lot of years past it wasn't. So I'm just, it should be a lot of fun. So.
Now, I used to play a lot of NHL back when I believe it was Jonathan Toews on the cover. I think it was 18 or 15 or 16.
I think it was 15.
I played that game so much. I took the Hawks to the whole Hawks franchise. Oh, that game was so much fun.
Yeah. That was probably the last really good one. I think it was actually NHL 14. That was 14, the last. Yes. That was the last really good NHL game, where it was just fun to sit down and play. Now it's you go into any game mode like Chell or anything like that. People are just trying to and I get it. The object of the game is to score goals, but they try and do it as cheaply as absolutely possible, and they score a lot of glitch goals, and because there's all sorts of things all over the ice where you can pretty much almost have an automatic goal.
See, and I hate that because Madden's kind of the same way in Ultimate Team where there's glitch plays and everything. It's just there's coverage beaters where the DBs run into each other, and there's just nothing I can do, even if I'm back there using it. There's nothing I can do. And that's one thing that does frustrate me about online games. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Is that a dart?
Nope, that was not a dot.
If that was college football, that's a touchdown. That's one thing I touched on earlier was these two games are two separate games. In college football, that's probably a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
But Madden is not. And I kind of hope that in Madden 20, I believe it's Madden 26, they kind of lean towards more of that college football gameplay, where it's more balanced. But the way the quarterbacks pass the ball in college football is much better than that. So I hope they can kind of find a way, take that in college football, but make it their own. For that way, it's not the same game.
Right.
But man, I'm bummed that I lost that game by 23. That was not fun. I'm just having a good night. Before I hopped on stream, I did a game of my Cubs franchise. Up 5-0 on the Pirates. End up losing 11-7. Lost to my little brother by 23. I'm losing this game now. About to lose to you in NHL. It's been a humbling night. it's been a very humbling night. Gotta win at something. Who knows? Maybe I pull
Yeah.
the upset and beat you. I doubt it. Maybe.
You never know. You never know. You never know. Weirder stuff has happened.
Yep, it has. Now, I did ask a student earlier. I want to get your opinion on this. What do you think about the Bills' first 9 games? If they beat Baltimore, can they easily be 8-0 heading in against Kansas City?
So let me pull up the schedule here real quickly
Okay.
while we got some downtime here. So the Bills play the Ravens week 1. On Sunday night. I really do think that is going to be. I really do believe that that's going to be the Bills' first loss of the season.
Wow.
It has nothing to do with Josh Allen or anything like that. It is the first game at home, or first game of the season, first game at home. But the problem is, and I mean, we'll definitely see if it's a thing, this year. But it feels like, you saw Josh Allen do it last year in the playoff game. Is he gets way too up for a lot of these games that there's no need for him to get that hyped for.
Yep.
He's got to find a better way to kind of keep the nerve, not necessarily nerves, but like, for lack of a better term, the nerves at a constant, and once he settles into the game, he ends up having, like a student and I were talking about the other day, is he is probably one of, if not the greatest playoff quarterback of all time at this point right now.
Yeah. He is.
So that tells me it's not, it's not nerves or anything like that. He
Right.
steps up in the bet, but for whatever reason, there's just it's just a point. There's a time that he just tries to do too much, is basically, I guess, what I'm trying to say. And
Right.
and I get it, but at the same time, that's going to be a very fun, very even matchup. After that, Jets is a win, Dolphins win, Saints is a win, Patriots is most likely a win on Sunday night, being at home. Falcons is probably a win. Then the bye week. So
we beat the bye week?
Huh?
Do we beat the bye week?
Yes, we beat the bye week.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that puts the Bills at 5-1 going into Carolina. I fully expect them to be 6-1 going into the Chiefs. Into the Chiefs game, not into the Chiefs, because they play clearly they play in Buffalo for that game. And then the Dolphins at away, then the Buccaneers. So I really, by week 11 they should be no worse than 8-2. After that, you got the Texans, Steelers, Bengals. I fully expect them to win all 3 of those games. I don't see the Bengals being able to keep up with the Bills, because I think the Bills not necessarily know how to stop Joe Burrow or anything like that, but I think that they're going to be able to get more stops than their defense,
Right.
than the Bengals defense. And that's what I mean by keeping up. So I fully expect them to win those games. I expect them to win the next 2 games. So now you're talking week 15, or after week 15, after week 16, you're talking 15 games, 2 losses, so 13-2. And then I fully expect them to go 1-1 in the next 2 games. Okay. So I have them at 14-3. I think that's what you said earlier, but I think that that's going to be enough for them to get the number 1 seed and finally get that elusive bye that definitely helps.
Yes, it does.
And the reason why I expect them to be 1-1 in those last 2 weeks is because I feel as though if they beat the Eagles at home, I expect them to be locked up and sitting their guys fully. Like Josh Allen, Deion Dawkins, the offensive line, and basically how it was last year against the Patriots in that last game. Whereas this year, I expect that to be how it is against the Jets if they beat the Eagles. If they do not beat the Eagles, I fully expect them to be playing for the 1 seed in that last game. So I think they're going to need to be playing everybody to get the last seed. So that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. So, and that's why I have them at 14-3.
No, I definitely agree with you. I think the Bills will go 14-3. No, I do have that 1 seed is very important. As we saw 2 years ago against Pittsburgh, look at the guys that got hurt in that game. Rasul Douglas. Look what happened last year. No, but that was in the divisional round with Christian Bedford with a concussion. I think it was Taylor Rapp who got hurt against the Broncos, I believe. But yeah, as we saw 2 years ago for sure, the injuries played a part in that divisional loss against the Chiefs. Now, if the Bills were to beat the Eagles and everything's locked up, do you think there's a side of them that might play the starters, being the final home game at Highmark, Old Ralph Wilson Stadium?
Well, the final game of the year is in New York. Or no, it is at home. So
yes,
I don't know. I mean, you're probably going to see the same thing that happened against the Patriots. Maybe Josh plays a little bit longer if they do beat the Eagles. Then just the 1 series to keep the game streak alive.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I that's the one thing that I think means a lot to Josh Allen, more than anything else, is that Iron Man streak, because it proves that he's there and able body to be able to play for his guys. Knock on wood, I fully expect Josh Allen to break Brett Favre's record.
And what exactly is the number?
I'd have to look it up, but I think it's like around 304.
Oh, please can't come up with that. Yeah. Josh Allen has came out and said that record means a lot to him, because he didn't say this, but we all know a player's best ability is availability. And that award, that record just shows that. Oh, there we go. We got Kincaid and oh, goodness. Now, Matt, would you be okay with sacrificing? No, that's kind of a stupid question. I know I saw a few things on Twitter where it said Bills fans are starting to believe that the Chiefs hold back in the regular season matchup against the Bills.
No, I'm going to stop you right there. Stop you right there. We had Bud Carpenter on a couple weeks ago, and he literally said, if you think that these guys are taking it easy in any way, shape, or form in the regular season to hold stuff back or anything like that, it's just not what happens. These guys go out and play. These guys go out and play their hearts out. Whether it's week 10 or whether it's the AFC Championship game. So I don't respect anybody that says that anyways. But now it's just basically, confirmation of the truth with that from Bud Carpenter.
And that's a good point, bro, because I personally don't think that way. It's just my biggest question is what happens? What translates? What's different? It's obviously it's a little bit of luck, a little bit of, having the best offensive line in NFL history. It's injury luck. But man, it just seems like every time we play them, there's always something in the playoffs. Like the divisional round 2 years ago, it's Bass misses a field goal, which reminds me of AJ Klein starting, who was planning a trip to the Coves later that week.
I'm gonna cut you off right there because you already said it. You said it. It's luck. I mean, look at that. look at that game in 2023 or 2024 or whatever, the 2023 season or however you want to look at it, where
The Bass missed field goal.
Yep, the Bass missed field goal. Who were we missing? All
Matt
game,
Milano.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard. Rasul Douglas was playing on basically a torn MCL, and
Benford was out too, I believe.
I don't remember. But I'm just saying, like that's the thing with a lot of this stuff is it comes down to being healthy. It's a lot of it's luck because it truly is. It's very hard to win in the NFL, and you can't sit here and say that these guys are, because every game is different. What's the famous saying, any given Sunday, like it's 100% true. I mean, we've seen it multiple times.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
And that's something that does bring the it does bring it into question, and that's one of the reasons why it does bring sport into question, is especially with a lot of the the FanDuels and the DraftKings and it's rigged for this or rigged for that.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. I don't like anybody that says that things are rigged in one way, shape, or form. Everybody on that field is human. And I'm sorry, over the 100 years of the NFL, you're telling me that all those players kept it a secret?
Yeah, like come on, somebody would have said something.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's kind of I get it. People are and this is another touchy subject, but like the moon landing.
Yep.
But again, you have 40,000 people working for NASA. You're telling me that they filmed it in a basement somewhere or a studio on set somewhere, or anything like that, and 40,000 people were able to keep it quiet for however long. That's just really the thing to me is, that kind of bothers me a little bit about the whole NFL is rigged. Like, and it's a great thing to talk about, because it truly is. It's just it's rigged, or the ref has money on the game, ha ha ha, funny stuff.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. Your team loses. It's now the thing to say is, it's rigged for Josh Allen, or rigged for Patrick Mahomes, or rigged for Lamar Jackson, or anything like that. It's not. It's truly not.
Sometimes it does feel like it, though, like that Josh Allen 4th and 1. But obviously, it's not rigged. I know.
But again, even with something like that, the guy that had the view deferred to the other guy on the other side of the field. Okay, I don't agree with that they did that because he didn't have a view of the ball, but it's human mistake, human error, and he should have been the one that's got in there and was like, yo, this is. But also too, there was also the bad spot to play before with the Dalton Kincaid. But also too, we can sit here and talk about that. You make one or two stops anywhere in earlier in the game where the Chiefs just went right down and ran it down the Bills' throat. That first drive, they came out and basically went down the field in what was it, like 7 plays?
Yeah, they went right down the field. Kareem Hunt, they just ran the ball right down the throat.
Yeah, you make a stop in any one of those situations. You don't lose Christian Benford and you have to play Kyer Elam. Again, it comes down to luck. It truly does.
Like that.
Huh.
Bullshit.
But yeah, it truly does come down to luck. And there's, unfortunately, there's nothing more that you can say about it. And, that's kind of where it sits, because you could talk about the NFL. They can get together and do this, do that. They can. What's the sky judge do, and all the jokes that are made that way. But seriously though, like for a second though, what the hell does the sky judge do? Like, like he's supposed to be there to be the one that's he's the one who should have spotted the ball, called down,
agree.
or he's the one who should have spotted the ball for the Dalton Kincaid thing. But they have to open it up more for the sky judge to have a little bit more say in what they're doing. So
I don't know if you can see that, but the sky judge clearly does nothing.
Right.
That should be salty.
No, and I like I said, I get it. I really do get it. But what are you gonna do?
Get revenge, week 9.
Yeah. Here you go.
Into the playoffs.
Here you go.
They filmed the moon landing.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, shout out to you, Josh. Thanks for telling us that we have it. The moon landing was filmed in Josh's basement.
Hey, Josh, can I see the original video? I'd love to see that.
Ooh.
It's kind of like yeah, right. All right, I'm ready whenever you are for this,
let's do it.
Shellacking.
It's gonna be a murder scene. I'm 0-3 on the night, man. Come on, it has to get better. I'm 0-2 on the night. Lose by 23, lose to the Chiefs on a. Oh my gosh. Now, Matt, I asked Student this earlier. Do you plan on going to any games this year?
I don't know. I mean, like if I could show you my basement, you wouldn't ask me that question. I enjoy sitting in my house in my basement, watching the game on the rather large projector I have down here, 4K projector I have down here.
You keep telling me.
I'd rather be in the comfort of my own home, eating the food that I want to eat, not spending $20 on a pop, not being able to, or being able to have a cap on my bottle of pop so it doesn't get spilled if I, and then have to go, do that all again. So hit your R1 and go over to online.
Okay.
Go down to online versus.
Okay.
Start game. Play
Advancing
online versus.
When did I play 2 games? Oh.
Did you open up the wrong one?
No, this is 25, right?
It is 25? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Invite friends?
Yep.
We should still be friends from last time.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, that's how I invite friends on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, if it's anything like Madden in college football, it's gonna be like this. Okay, pause. Okay. No. Here it is. Touchpad. Okay. Friends. Is this you?
Yep.
Okay, now how do I invite you? More actions. Okay.
I don't know what I just did there. Hold on. Did I don't know what I did.
Yeah, but it's actually gonna be nice to come up to Buffalo this time and actually meet you and Student. It's gonna be nice. And I know Tommy's playing coming up for a game too. It'd be nice to meet him. I did come up for the Tennessee game, which that was a hot game, by the way. While we're trying to figure this out, I mean, we were when we were sitting, the sun was coming in from the right side, and I mean, the whole right side of my neck and my face were just burnt. I will say that's crowd. I mean, when we went down 10-0 to Tennessee, there was fans saying, this is why we need to fire McDermott, blah, blah, blah. And then once, we started mounting a comeback, it's, oh, yeah, this is why McDermott's our head coach. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Pessimistic fans. That's one thing about our fan base that does aggravate me, especially on Twitter. There's fans that are just never happy with anything.
Yeah, I don't understand that whatsoever. I mean, I just...
Oh, we signed Joey Bosa. Let go of Von Miller. Oh, Von Miller's... Oh, let him go. Okay, Bills released Von Miller. Bills signed Joey Bosa. He's injury prone.
Right.
Like, sure.
Are you BBB Bills?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, fun fact here on my screen, if you look very quick, this is actually Vonta's perfect. He added. We were gonna play once, but then he got off. See, so, shout out to Vonta Perfect. Would have loved to get that game in. All right, okay, there you are. But how do I invite you? Let me see. I'm gonna invite a friend.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't played this in a while, so
Josh, but they forgot the drought years. Very true. They forgot the drought years.
yeah, I mean, I would never go back to that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it was a fun time, going through that, and with all the different ways, like the Mario Williams, the TOs, the almost on the Michael Vick. Probably the worst year of the drought. If we were to like really get into this and talk about it, the worst year of the drought is probably the 2004 season. Because that was the last time that the Bills had a chance to make the playoffs before 2017.
Definitely, yeah. I remember watching the Bills make the play. I thought they were going to make the playoffs. What year was it where they had to beat Oakland to get in the playoffs with Kyle Orton?
Oh yeah.
That was like was that 16?
No, that was
15. 14? It was somewhere in that range. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm actually gonna see the Bills make the playoffs.
It was I think it was either Sammy Watkins' rookie or his second year, because that was also the year that the Bills, with the Minnesota Vikings game at the end, and then the Dan Carpenter 61-yard field goal in Detroit. I definitely agree with you, Josh. It's absolutely probably the worst. I mean, it was probably the worst thing that I've ever seen. You cannot lose to third stringers like Ben Roethlisberger sitting out. James Harrison. Nobody knew who James Harrison was, and that game kind of made him.
Was that the game where Stevie Johnson dropped the ball?
No, that was like 10 years later.
Oh,
the 04 one was literally, it was almost basically a win to get in. Hold on.
I got you. I invited you to a chow. I got that to work.
You invited me to a party, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you can join my lobby and chow. That sucks. Yes, Josh. And I remember watching the Bills in the playoffs for the first time in my lifetime against the Jaguars. I still say Jalen Ramsey dropped that football. And then that last drive that Nathan Peterman got picked off on, Jalen Ramsey did not have possession of that football. So that one really aggravates me. We lost 10-3. Man, our defense was good that year, wasn't it? Stephon Gilmore in his prime, Trey White. Good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. We had Renzel Alexander. We had Kyle Williams. Did we have Preston Brown?
I don't know. What year?
The first Tyrod playoffs against the Jaguars.
I don't think so. I think he got traded. It was either that year or the following year that he got traded.
I'm trying to remember. Still trying to figure out how to just invite to a normal game.
Right?
Okay, so it's telling me. Let me try this. Before we head to the chat, let's see something. So if I go here, player search.
Do the more actions.
Oh, more actions. Okay. View, add to favorites, remove as the A-frame, block, and report. That's.
No, that wouldn't be it.
I wonder if I try searching your name. Then, so we got CAA. Oh, that's BLE. Okay. That video did not work. It's never easy. It's never just as simple as one button.
I know, right? It would be so much easier if it was
Yeah. If anybody in the comments knows how to do this, help will be greatly appreciated.
Oh, let's see here. Let's get out of this for a second.
How good's your ultimate team?
Oh, I like I said, I haven't played.
Also, the team could be pretty even in that.
Yeah, it definitely could.
I think there's a way I can do this. Click on this. Maybe. Oh, Connor Bedard. No, there's not.
I almost feel like that's what we had to do the last time we did this, right?
We did Hut, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. We might have to do that. So
Mhm.
let me go into my ultimate team. You can kind of show everybody what that's about, and
Yeah, let's do it. And I'll be learning on the fly as well. Start building your hockey ultimate team for anybody who does not know what ultimate team is around, even if it's Diamond Dynasty or my team in Bet and NBA. It's basically where there's legends, current players. You build your team, your dream team with the cards that are available. You do challenges to obtain cards. You can buy cards in the auction block, in the auction house. You can sell cards. You just make your own team, play out, take that team online against other people. And if you're playing Madden, try to win a Super Bowl. If you're playing baseball, try to reach World Series rating. Basketball, I'm not 100% sure. College football has it as well. You can try to win the national championship. In hockey, I think you try to win the Stanley Cup. And one thing I do like about Diamond Dynasty and MLB is the fact you can create your own uniforms with your own logo. It's pretty cool. And I wonder, maybe do I have any? Am I eligible for any free packs? No, I am not. Okay. Okay. I do get a starter pack here.
Yep.
And let's see what we get out of it. Oh, Blackhawks logo. I'm sure it's going to be all Blackhawks related. That's my favorite team. Severai Moman. Moman? I'm going to butcher like half these names. That's why I got to get into hockey. I'm shocked that Wisconsin does not have a hockey team, by the way. How cold it gets out here.
Yeah, Wisconsin's and if you actually think about it, there was a video circulating for a while of JJ Watt playing hockey, and apparently he was really good. Probably not NHL level or anything like that, but
offense, you got defense, you got your power play team, your 4-man power play team, your penalty kill team, 3-man OT, 3v3 match, your shootout lineup, extra attacker, don't know 100% what that is. Your goalies.
Extra attackers, if you don't know, they are hold on. Oh, didn't realize I had a power-up item. Hold on. X Factor is Cole Caulfield. Cool. Build team. Extra attackers are when the goalie is pulled.
Oh, okay. Duh. That's right.
Or when a power play, like a penalty happens, and they got to pull the goal, and they got to pull the goaltender.
Is Bill Belichick's smile the most awkward smile ever?
Yes.
Yes. I would. Yeah.
And actually, Josh, here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. Do you think that Bill Belichick actually coaches a game with everything that's going on around him right now? Do you think he actually coaches a game in college this year?
That's a good question. What exactly is going on with him? I'm not even 100% sure. I think it was having a conversation with student.
I don't even know. I
haven't cheating on him.
No, I have no idea what it is. I really don't.
I will say though, shout out to him pulling a 24-year-old.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good game. That's all A. I guess he has game. Hope he does well with North Carolina. That man ruined my childhood single-handedly. Him and Tom Brady. I'm not gonna allow Patrick Mahomes to ruin my early adulthood.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. That one's definitely a tough one. So, where is it here? Where is play?
Josh, but yes, too stubborn. And Josh, but no, he has money, not game. I agree with you, Josh. That's why I said, yeah, he has game. Little Johnny Manziel.
All right, you ready?
Yes, I am. Now let's figure out how to invite you to this.
It should be pretty easy actually, because crossplay should be enabled and everything
online.
Like that. So
play with friends. Invite friend. Please be easy. Add friend. That's how I invite friends through PlayStation. why do they gotta make this
Oh, I know how I'm doing it right now, I think.
Okay,
Hold on.
thank you. I said, because why do you gotta make this so complicated? I miss when stuff was just simple. You just click a button and bam, you're invited. Oh, it's simple.
Because I remember you have to do it. Oh, fuck. I think you have to do it. Yeah, it's to private matches, but I'm trying to figure out how to. Get
friends. Private game. Then maybe I can just give you a code. Yeah, I wanted a private game. Maybe this is it. All right, password. All right, you go into private game, then it's going to have you put in a password.
Yep.
So let's do champs, all capitals. How long should the periods be?
Just do it 5 minutes. 5 minutes is
5
fine.
minutes? All right.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just do champs, all capital. There we go. Josh, in the comments, this is the longest wait ever for a matchup. LOL. And I just hope it's a good matchup where it's actually competitive. We'll see if that's what happens. So I hope I can at least put up, score a goal. I don't know. Also from Josh, we could have completed 2 fantasy trades by now. Yeah, we could have. I am in talks with a few people on a few different fantasy. I made a trade with Beyond, co-host of the Coast to Coast podcast. A trade that revolves
is that
around...
you? Is that you?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, I made a trade with Beyond 2 days ago where I dealt O'Neal Cruz. I'm working on a trade with Matt right now. I'm not gonna say for who.
You already said it.
Getting there. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? I run my mouth too much sometimes. Like earlier, my buddy Junior was in here, and I'm in a fantasy league with him. And I said, yeah, I would target. I think I said Saquon Barkley the first overall pick. But I mean, that's kind of just common sense too, though.
I mean, I think we pretty much have the trade completed. I think you're just too much of a pussy to finish it.
No, it's just like if I were to accept it, that's the trade I want to do. It's just I'm just hesitant. Didn't Zay Flowers have surgery?
I don't know. Shit.
Oh shit! He's on a breakaway.
Fucker.
And very quickly, while we're on the topic of me wearing the Chicago Blackhawks uniforms, the Chicago Cubs own the city of Chicago. I don't want to hear any more White Sox fans.
Fuck.
I don't want to hear any more White Sox fans. It's done 13-3. Pete Crow Armstrong owns your franchise. Have fun in last place.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna be special, by the way. He recently declined a contract for $75 million. Now he's playing with one of the best, if not the best, center fielder in baseball.
Who's this?
Pete Crow Armstrong.
Oh, yeah.
How do you run?
How do you what?
I'm trying to hustle. Oh my goodness, one timer.
It's literally just you hold down the left stick.
Oh, okay. So it's not it's not the old one where you tap.
Right.
Okay.
I did notice that they moved the score bug this year for NHL up to the top left. It's no longer the bottom, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Be nice if they did that for Madden.
See, I like it at the bottom. 2 years ago, Madden 24 was on top of the screen. Now it's at the bottom. It kind of looks like the Monday Night Football score bug. I like it.
Yep. Like I like the score bug itself, but
Fuck.
Oof.
Okay. I'm going off pure muscle memory right now, and circle is not how you spin.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
What the fuck? Jesus. Okay. All right. What time is it? It's 11:54 here Central Time. We're getting past that little, you know. What the fuck am I doing?
I don't know. What are you doing, Pat?
Trying to figure it out on the fly. Apparently.
Ah.
Wrong hand. Oh my.
Oh my
No.
stars.
No. You get your ass
No.
back in the net.
He goes back in the net once. That's the one thing that I do like about like the new games. They have them programmed where, you know, once they lose the puck, they go back to where they're supposed to. Because I remember playing like when I was a kid, and you literally pass it from the goaltender, and they'd stand back in the corner.
That sounds miserable.
So you'd have to like put them back into the net and everything else, and it was just like Jesus.
Yeah, that just sounds awful.
Yeah. But also too, you got to remember that was like PS1 and PS2 and
Right.
the original Xbox and
Flying V. We need a flying V. Which, by the way, I'm sure you've seen all the Mighty Ducks movies. Which one's your favorite?
Oh, of course. I think number 2 probably.
I agree. With where they go to Team USA.
Yes, that would be the
Yes,
one.
that's a good one. The third one's kind of boring.
Fuck. The third one's good though. Like it actually has a story to it rather than like because the first 2 were good, but that's the thing. Like you know they're playing a Team USA. You know the whole Miracle on Ice
Gordon
type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the last one, you know, is more about Charlie, and you know, it actually had a story to it, and you know, it just felt like a different movie, and it felt like, you know, childhood movies are over, you know, for you know whatever.
Speaking of childhood being over, I kind of got that feeling when John Cena won his 17th title.
Oh, stop it!
It hit me. I'm like, damn, I'm old.
I hate that shit. Like,
I don't mean you were texting about the match after. It's like
he is the worst freaking heel out there. I don't care. I hate that he decided to go heel that way. The way he's doing it, I think it's absolutely atrocious.
yeah, because you know, after the
like,
match against Randy Orton, he's kind of just sitting there smiling at the crowd. It's
yeah,
like, dude, it's like I know John Cena wanted to go heel back in like I think it was like 2014 or whatever. Vince McMahon said no and scrapped it. It would have been more realistic then. But I mean, 10 years later, you're Mr. Hustle, loyalty, respect. I'll never look at John Cena as a bad guy.
No, and that's the thing. He has, you know, as far as John Cena goes, he has the world record.
This question seems like clickbait.
He has the world record, for the longest tenure as a babyface.
Yep. Even
But
Josh
like,
needs to stay babyface.
But like that's the thing though, like I'm sorry, you come out with, you know, you say you don't, you know, they don't, the fans don't deserve anything, don't deserve a, you know, a wardrobe change, new music, you know, whatever. So come out in the same freaking thing every single week. Go back to your original music of Dr. Thugonomics, where you were like partially a heel. Like, because that's the thing is the Dr. Thugonomics, he was like that stone cold anti whatever, starting out as a heel.
Right.
And then for whatever reason he got over with the fans and became actually a baby face. So
Right.
It's just like I don't understand what the deal is. Like,
yeah, I mean, he would have came out with. I don't get the storyline. I mean, he sold his soul to The Rock.
Yeah,
The Rock
that's right.
Found out
That is exactly what it is. It is 100%.
Yeah. I don't get it. It's like, where's The Rock? I mean, where's your soul? Now all of a sudden you're smiling after the chancy thank you scene. Did you get your soul back?
They didn't do a goddamn thing with that storyline at all. Like,
I wonder if there's something that happened behind the scenes with that.
Like, it's crazy to me that happened like that, because it, like, when it comes down to it, Travis Scott beat up Cody Rhodes, and then literally he's the only one that shows up. Even if you had The Rock come out with him, like, it ruined night 2 of WrestleMania. I'm sorry, it did. It absolutely did. Like,
that Punk match was way better. No, that was night 1.
Yes, that was night 1, and that match made night 1. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and it set things up to be
CM Punk.
Amazing. Like, as much as I was mad at the storyline, like, not the storyline, but as mad as I was at, like, yeah, I guess at the storyline, not how they did the storyline or anything like that, but mad at the story, like, that's going on. Like, oh, come on, like, this is stupid, blah 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 blah. Not I don't mean like it's bad as far, or yes, and I do understand, do agree with that The Rock is meddling too much, but the way that they set up Seth going like full heel and basically recreating a new evolution, for lack of a better, and with Paul Heyman playing the
Ric Flair role.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited to see who the the fourth person is.
Shit, they haven't said it yet. Right.
Like, I'm super excited to see who the first person is.
Oh, what a save. No.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's the stuff I love about, like, the WWE and everything like that. So it's the night 2 is what I hate about the WWE. Like, it don't even get me started.
Triple H, yeah.
And don't even get me started on AEW.
I hate that trash. That's garbage. I caught my dad watch, like, just like kind of like watching it, and I'm like, you can just tell this is so indie league compared to WWE. I know that's WWE's biggest, like, rival competitor, but it's garbage.
Yes, it is horrible. It is horrible, and I don't get it. Like, I don't get the allure of it. Like, I get, like, they need something, but I mean, look at what WWE is doing with TNA now.
Yeah, like
it's awesome. It's awesome. Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I was so pissed off, and that was Randy Orton's mystery
shit.
by the way.
Shit, I said his name. He's gonna show up. Like, and that's the thing. Like, at WrestleMania, that was so cool that he got an opportunity to go against Randy Orton. You know, you don't see that. You would have never saw WCW coming into WWE, or you would have never saw, other than the one night that it almost happened with when DX took the what do you call it? Took the I don't know, whatever you call that, the Jeep with the Jeep with the machine gun on it, and they went to the front doors of or the garage where WCW was, because they're on the same night, and at that time they're not recording anymore. It's all live. So like it would have been awesome had they opened the door. But you don't see that stuff anymore. You don't, and now with the WWE doing everything with TNA, yes, and everything you see with the WWE doing with TNA, and you know, it's better for the business, because TNA is now like what ECW was.
Yeah.
But it's more out in the open. Because if you remember, I don't know if you remember, or if you saw any of the stuff with ECW or anything like that. You know, but they were being paid by WWE. The you know, Vince McMahon helped to keep them afloat.
I think I might have seen something about that. When I think of ECW, I think of that match that that John Cena had with RVD, and Cena's just getting booed.
Yep.
And as far as the whole DX thing, one of my favorite WWE moments was when Randy Orton broke into Triple H's house. No, Triple H broke into Randy Orton's house.
Yep. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Because at the time, I think I was like 7, 8, 9, and I actually thought Triple H was a psycho.
So probably one of my favorite moments of all time WWE wise, and this is up there. I mean, I have a few, but was, you know, as a fan, you're watching Stone Cold, you know, gets retired at the WrestleMania. Well, technically, he gets retired at at Raw the next night.
Okay.
Because he was retiring because of his neck. He was no longer able to physically compete because of his neck. So they did that, and then like 8 months later, yes, R.I.P. Sabu.
R.I.P.
Like 6-8 months later, Linda McMahon comes out because Eric Bischoff's being a horrible GM, doing all these like weird storylines, and obviously that's all part of a bit. You know,
right.
And whatever, and he has to the board decides that he needs a co-general manager. So Linda McMahon comes out, announces that the co-general manager of Raw is now Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was probably one of my favorite moments, and I always go back and watch that every once in a while on YouTube.
I always go back and watch the Hardy Boys return at WrestleMania 30 or 33.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Like, and I wonder who that could be. They just hear their music.
Yeah, they're like, I wonder who that could be, and they made it seem like it was them, and then it's like,
Yeah, because I remember there being like leaks and rumors that the Hardy Boys were in Florida, in Orlando, and at the time I'm like, oh, it's gonna be them. So when I see them walk towards them, I'm like, dang it! Then you hear their music drop. I still get goosebumps talking about that. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Now, have you ever been to a WWE event?
I have. I've been to one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was at a Raw back in 04
Okay.
in Buffalo.
Oh, okay. See, I've been to 2. I was at was it No Mercy or No Way Out in 2007 when Triple H and Orton had that match for the title. And then I was also at Elimination Chamber in 2010 when Undertaker's coat caught on fire.
Oh,
And actually,
yeah.
Me and my dad sat right behind. We were first row behind the Taker's pod and Triple H's pod.
Okay.
And you could just during the match, that's when his coat caught on fire. And he's sitting there. The referees are handing him water bottles.
Yep.
And he's sitting there punching. I don't know if that was part of the script where he's sitting there punching the glass, but he was just punching and he's just dumping water on him.
If you actually watch the I can't remember what it was, but it was like a 30 for 30 type thing.
Okay.
He actually talks about it. You can actually go find it on YouTube. It's actually really interesting. He caught on fire and did not flinch. Like, he jumped through it and stuff like that, but he did not flinch.
I think I recall watching that. Yeah.
No. Son of a bitch.
Hey, better game than last time.
Yeah, right?
Was it Dark Side of the Ring? Josh wants to know.
Maybe. It might have been Dark Side of the Ring. I'm not 100% sure, but it was really, really, really good, really interesting.
And Josh said his favorite moment was an Undertaker chokeslam last year of The Rock. Was pretty epic.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. That was a great moment.
That was a great moment, but it was supposed to be Stone Cold, and that's the thing that sucks.
That's right, it was, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was funny how Stone Cold ran into the barricade at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This year. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Get in there. Slap shot? Nope. Back up. Oh boy, that's one.
Oh, come on. I had him beat too. Damn it.
GG's. That's a good game.
That was a good game. It really does show you how evenly matched it is when you have
even teams.
You have even teams in NHL.
I think it was the last minute fill-in. Still epic. Oh yeah, it was still epic. See, and that's my thing about playing Ultimate Team and everything like that is the better team is going to win unless you're actually bad at the game. Like, there's been a few times where I've beaten people with God Squads in Ultimate Team, and it actually feels rewarding beating them. Just
yes,
it comes down to skill at the end of the day. I mean, if you have a good team, you have a 95 overall receiver and you're going up against a 90 or an 89 overall corner, that receiver's going to win every time.
Right.
So.
Right.
It's just really rewarding winning.
Well, real quickly before we get into another game, we want to thank our sponsors and everything like that. So,
for the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
And I do want to say thank you to all of our amazing sponsors out there and everybody watching now and or watching on the replay. And I will say, I finally got my Sons of Erie painting hung up but I still realize you still can't see it. So I gotta fix that around. If where you finally see it, it's just out of the camera view.
All right, same password. Same password.
All right, let's do it. Yep, same password. Here we go. Matt won game 1-0. You got a question here from Josh. Do you kayak and kayak pools?
No, you don't.
All right, another face-off loss.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
I hate him so much.
Do you? How come?
Oh, Rod Brindamore.
Does he still play? No, he's an icon. Never mind.
No, he's the coach of the Hurricanes.
Oh. So what's the event? What's the hatred?
Just he's always been like, that guy against the Sabres, and I don't know. It's just he's always a douche.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how else to put it.
No, I know how you feel. It's just one of those guys who always kills your team. That's how I felt about Albert Pujols and Andrew McCutcheon.
Yeah.
That man owns. Ooh.
Come on.
Oh boy, I left that wide open flip. Oh, nice ball check.
That's not where I passed it, you whore.
And I know I already talked to a few buddies of mine. Once the new Madden comes out, I will be streaming some like Ultimate Team squads trying to get to the Super Bowl. That should be pretty fun.
Yeah. It's always fun when
Mhm.
do they still have weekend league or whatever it is where you have to go like 25-0 or
Yes. And they actually just introduced that to MLB as well.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's me and my buddies. Usually we alternate. Sometimes like 2 years ago I was playing a lot of defense, but now I play a lot of offense for us. And if we start losing, it gets chippy. It gets very it's pure comedy. It's so fun. It's funny. And actually, on the Be Back Shortly clip that we have,
Yeah.
the last clip, I roll out right. It's in a Must Squad Super Bowl. Final second Hail Mary, we won it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh boy. Let's open that.
That's not where I passed it.
I figured that you were trying to pass it up to the guy. Okay, I didn't know I had the puck. What a
Jeez.
save. What a save.
What a save by Miller. No.
No, every time I hear the word
R.I.P. to Rick Jenneret too, man. We were spoiled here as Bills and Sabres fans. I will tell you that with the announcers.
I remember that
between Rick Jenneret and Van Miller, and just simply amazing.
I remember that Von Miller, Rick Jenneret video that we put out. Miller. So every time I hear the word Miller now, I think about it. That's fucking long. We need a goalie fight. I agree. Shields versus Snow.
Yes, Shields versus Snow. That was those were the good ones. Those were the good fights. I still remember the Andre Trefilov. I think I showed you that one where the save where Barnaby is laying down on the ice getting looked at by the trainer, and Garth Snow comes up to him and like kind of pokes him with his stick a little bit.
You did show me that. Fuck.
And Barnaby gets up and just starts going off on Garth Snow. And then Andre Trefilov comes from the other end of the ice and just slides into him. It was great. That was probably one of the best things. And then, you had Hashik, and he was in.
That's
he
the one
was
I'm
almost,
thinking of.
He was almost in a goalie fight himself. It was more of a scrum than a goalie fight. But it was I think as close as Hashik has ever come to being in a goalie fight, which was great.
I think of that one that you had me watch with the Sabres manager, where he's about to fight the other man. Yeah, the other coach.
Yeah, that was great. That was the Ottawa Senators brawl, where they literally elbowed Drury in the head. Chris Neal elbowed Chris Drury in the head, and Drew Stafford stuck up for him and literally onto the ice. Didn't even hesitate. It was Mayer, Peters, and Coletta, and it was Coletta's first game.
What a first game!
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. This is literally that.
It says in no puck.
It's not who I fucking passed it to.
So who do you have winning the NBA Finals?
I don't know. I mean,
OKC.
I don't know. I think that they probably might. I mean, I'd like to see the Knicks win it just for Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't have a dog in the fight. I've never been a fan of a team. I'm more a fan of players.
Gotcha.
Like Michael Jordan and early LeBron James. When he wasn't a douchebag calling himself the greatest of all time.
Yeah. He's not the greatest of all time. Fuck. I still gotta watch that documentary. Damn it. I forgot to watch it the other night. Damn it.
I know. You'll get to it one of these days.
One of these days. We do have a comment here from Nick. Who do you think the Bills' biggest challenger will be this year?
The Bears in preseason. No, oh, come on. I ran out of time.
All right, let's talk about that. If I got to throw down with somebody week 2 of the preseason, there's issues.
Yeah, right.
Just don't shoot shot my quarterback, please.
No, but in all seriousness, I think the biggest challenge for the Bills this year will probably be that week 1 Ravens game. I really do. Come on,
See, the easy answer is Kansas City.
See, but that's the thing. I don't I don't.
But we match up well against them.
Right. And that's why I don't understand. Like, yeah, the weather too. Yeah. That's a tough matchup.
Injuries.
Come on, you fucking idiot.
Oh my goodness, nice. I'm gonna go out and say, you already said Baltimore, so I'm not gonna say Baltimore. Cincinnati, and here's why. In the past, we have seen that offense has been able to do kind of whatever they want with our defense. So if our defense can look different against Cincinnati, because we've always done a good job of containing Jamar Chase. Look at the last time we played them.
Yep.
It was T. Higgins had a game. So I think if we can contain the Bengals offense and it's not a shootout, kind of like what it was with the Rams game last year, and we show that we can kind of shut down a high-powered offense like that. Some people call it the best offense in the league, whatever the case may be. If we can put together a pretty good defensive showing against that team, I like that. So I'm going to say Cincinnati.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't find them to be that difficult because I think that this offense can score with. Come on.
Yeah.
I think that this offense can score with just about anybody, and you added a deep threat now in Elijah Moore. You have Keon Coleman having another year, in the system. He's now fully healthy. No more wrist injury, hopefully no more no lingering effects from that or anything like that. You have James Cook who's gonna be on a heater. I can tell you that right now because he wants to get paid by somebody. Whether if it's not the Bills, he's gonna get paid by somebody because somebody's gonna be I don't want to say stupid enough because he's a top 5 running back in the NFL, but he's only been a 2-down back in the league so far. If he can come out and prove that he can play all 3 downs and they don't need another guy like a Ray Davis, then sure, pay him, but not not the $15 million that he's asking, especially after Derrick Henry, who's probably one of the best backs in the NFL, just got $15 million. Yes, he's older. Yes, whatever, but
let me ask you a question about that. If James Cook can prove that he's a 3 or 4 down back, does that actually hurt the Bills' offense with Ty Johnson's versatility?
No, because I'm sure they have a set. Because you saw James Cook in there on on third downs and stuff like that, and
right,
it's just I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I think that if he continues to be what he is, and and I said this the other night, is I think that he may end up breaking his own record or his own the record that he tied for the for touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns.
And the reason why I say that is because I think they're going to be less apt to using Josh in the red zone or in those goal to go situations. Because James Cook has proven that he is really good in those situations.
Yes, he is. Now, speaking of that, going back to the AFC Championship game where it seems like Kansas City could stop the tush push, the QB sneak every time. I wonder if that's a play they kind of try to lay off of, just like Josh's legs, until the playoffs.
I don't like I said, I don't think they necessarily lay anything off of anything. Like yes, they do maybe not run it as much in the regular season anyways, but they were using that on every single third or fourth down, third or fourth and 1, or the goal situation or the goal to go situation, and it just wasn't working for them.
Yeah.
God damn it, Tage.
And I still believe that was not Joe Brady's best game. It wasn't. And that's one thing I'm glad we added in the receiver room, because going back to that divisional round against Baltimore and in the AFC Championship game too a little bit, we needed receiver help, and it showed. Sure, Mac Hollins had a good game, but I feel like we were missing. We were missing a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I do understand everybody, but look at what they have now. They have a fully healthy Curtis Samuel.
Right.
You know, they have Elijah Moore now. They have Keon Coleman. They have Khalil Shakir. They have Josh Palmer, and that's going to be your probably your top five. You know, if you want to number them.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
If you want,
I think Brandon Beane.
Like if you want to number them, you know, and do the whole why, but because everybody, you know, they're of the notion that everybody eats, and it's true. Josh is going to find the open guy, and that's, you know, he's going to have 6 reads, the 5 receivers on the field, and then his legs are the sixth read.
Right.
So, and maybe he gets to that read a little quicker. On certain downs, certain plays. But I mean, it really comes down to it. And God, how did you miss that upper corner?
You are killing me on shots on goal, by the way.
I know. But like when it comes down to it, I really do think that, you know, you're going to see even a little bit more tweaking to the everybody eats, because I think you have, you know, a better receiver core this year than you did last year.
I agree.
Starting out the season, like you had to add Amari Cooper, because you literally saw that nobody could do anything in the game against the Texans, and nobody could do anything in the week before against the Baltimore Ravens. And then they acquire Amari Cooper, and they go, you know, whatever it was at the end of the season there for after week 7.
Right.
So, I mean, it just what's that?
Josh said wide receiver separation does need to improve, and I agree. I think that's kind of what I was referring to when I said look at last year's divisional round game against Baltimore. Like our receivers were not getting separation in that game.
No, they were not.
And I do think that Dalton Kincaid does need to take that next step as well.
Yes, he does. He absolutely does. There is no lying there.
He has to take that next step. And I think Bean hit the hammer on the head when he went off on WGR, I believe it was. Yeah, it was WGR, right? Oh, my fuck. Yeah, when he sounded off on Jeremy from WGR, he goes, You're crazy if you don't think that this receiver room is better than last year's. It is.
Josh Palmer is one of the best separators in the game, because he might not be the fastest guy or anything like that, but he knows how to separate.
Right.
Elijah Moore, 4.35 speed with an 8.68 RAS score, and
demon at Ole Miss.
I mean, he even said himself, everybody's like, oh, he's not gonna be special teams. He's not gonna do this. He's not gonna do. One of the first things he said is he welcomes the opportunity to, have a go at returning kicks. Because especially with the new, because he said with the new rules, it kind of helps the returner more.
It does.
So I mean, I think that he's going to have a lot of value there to return. If they do allow him to return kicks or attempt to return kicks or anything like that, I think that that's gonna prove more worth for him. Staying on this team.
Yeah. And if he can be anything, or at least 75% of what he was at Ole Miss,
like
we have
to have a serious conversation about this as as Bills fans that didn't like that move. Please go back and watch his Ole Miss tape and then go look at who he had at quarterback for the 4 years that he was in the league so far. He's had four different quarterbacks, a minimum of 4 different quarterbacks every single year. And if I'm not mistaken, he's had 4 different offensive coordinators, in the same time. Jesus.
Poor guy.
I mean, I get it, but like he got traded to Cleveland to help, and then Deshaun Watson fell off the earth, as a good quarterback for whatever reason. And then, and I still think it has to do with not only missing that time. I really do feel like it was had to do with missing that time. For that year that he sat out. But I also
you can't. Mm-hmm.
I also think that the Cleveland offense might not have been the best for him because, with any offense, with any offense out there, you got to build it to the players' strengths that you have. And if you kind of how the Bills are doing it right now with Joe Brady and Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, Brady's using a lot of Josh's strengths and getting the ball out of his hand as quick as possible and getting it into playmakers' hands and, allowing Josh to be Josh at times too.
Right. Which that's what Ken Dorsey did not do. He didn't let Josh be Josh. It seemed like.
Yeah, and even Josh just said he's been in offensive purgatory. It's 100% true. And now you have guys that can actually separate in different ways. Keon Coleman can separate with his size and his skills of the 50-50 ball. Curtis Samuel can do it with speed. Elijah Moore can do it with speed and route running. Josh Palmer does the same thing. Oh man, I had you too. Shit.
Yeah, you did.
Josh Palmer does it with not necessarily speed, but he has his route running and the footwork that he has and employs to actually get open is something that is really, really good. And so Josh is going to have a lot of different types of options this year, which is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. And I love that the Bills brought in guys like Joey Bosa and Josh Palmer, guys that are familiar with going up against Kansas City. And guys that typically have had some good games against Kansas City as well.
Yeah, I really like the Joey Bosa move because it's a buy low, sell high type move.
Yep.
Or however you want to look at it, a boom or bust type move, because he's going to come in, he's going to be good, he's going to win, he's going to win when he's on the field. But if he gets injured, that's the problem. we said it earlier on stream. Your best ability is what, Pat?
Availability.
You can't fight with that. Like that's 100%.
And on top of that, it's a contract year for him too as well. I'm pretty sure he's going to want to go get a bag.
For who?
Joey Bosa.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure he kind of weighed the options between, do I go, kind of on a, and I don't want to call it a prove it deal because it's not, but also too, he's got to. It's the type of deal where I don't know. I mean, I think that it's a good move, and I'm very excited for what the Bills did this offseason. I loved the draft.
Yes.
If you watched our show from if anybody out there watched our show from the second night, when I was on with Jake and Jesse and a few others, just all through it. With the TJ Sanders pick, I was a wait and see on that because I wanted to see them take a bigger guy, a bigger defensive tackle. And I got the guy that I wanted personally, like at Deion Walker. I love Deion Walker. And look at that. 2023. Had he come out in the 2024 draft, Brandon Beane said he probably would have been a first round pick.
Yeah.
So that tells me right there that based on his 2024 film or 23 film or however you want to look at it, Deion Walker, I think the back affected him a lot more than what was let on. And, I'm glad that they were able to get him in there and, are letting him take it easy a little bit. And really truly, taking care of his body. And that's the thing. Like, I know it's Kentucky. I know I get their good football, quote unquote, good football, but like, it's not an NFL program. It's not an NFL nutrition program. It's not an NFL weight program. I said it back on, I think, February 3rd. With Whittle, when we were talking and doing our first mock draft of the year, of the season. I truly think that he'll end up like playing probably in the 320s, maybe low 330s rather than his 345 playing weight, because once you get into the NFL program and everything like that, they'll get him to where, and as big as he is, he's a space eater. Yes, he plays the one tech, he plays the 3 tech, he plays the 5 tech, and all that stuff, like, but he occupies bodies because of his sheer size.
He does, yeah. Yeah. And Josh said
100%. Yeah, 100%. He should not have been playing, but what does that do for your draft stock then? What does that do for anything? All right, we're gonna play one more and then I'm done for the night. So
that's I agree. That's exactly what I was gonna say. He probably should not have been playing. Yeah, but what would that have done for the draft stock? Same password?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
He has tiny calves on.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about is he's going to get into an NFL weight program, and those things are going to equal out, and they're going to he's going to be in a better position, because I truly feel that they got a good one in Deion Walker, and it feels like all their guys this year I don't want to say necessarily had something wrong with them or their game or anything like that, but there was some reason as to why that they fell to where they did. Max Hairston, if he could have tackled better, he would have been a top 15 pick. I personally had him as the one of three my top 3 players that I wanted the Bills to take at 30. One of them, obviously, everybody knows that watches us, is Trey Amos. He and number 2 was Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant went to the Dolphins, which I could not believe that he went as early as he did. And third was Max Hairston. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, I really, had he been a better tackler, then he's probably a top 15 pick in the NFL draft. And I really do think personally that they went with higher upside than they did higher ceiling, or however you want to look at it with that, because I truly do, and them all in the room agreeing on Max Hairston. I think that he has, if they can get his tackling better and if they can help to allow him to make some of those plays that he made at the NFL level with his speed, they're going to have a very good player in Max Hairston. Very good player.
When you put it like that, I'm so excited for his potential if he can reach that.
And for him, it's not, you have one of the best defensive back minds now teaching him in McDermott.
Yeah. Yep.
And you have Christian Benford on the other side of him. At the beginning of the season, I truly do believe that Trey White will be winning that CB2 job, but I don't think it's going to be for very long. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
Just because I think he knows that from what everybody saw last year at the end of the year with Trey White, starting to seem like he was getting back to himself a little bit after the Achilles, with Baltimore last year. And then now he's, with the Bills. I think that coming back into this system is a good thing for him, for his play. So I'm excited that Trey White's back. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for that. Josh brought up another one, Dorian Strong. Love Dorian Strong. He's coming into an atmosphere now that is very much like where he was at Virginia Tech. Big fan of Jordan Hancock out of Ohio State. Trying to think, how I feel
Landon
about
Jackson?
Deion Walker now. See, and that's the thing. Like Landon Jackson, I love the pick if he can stay healthy. I get it. It's been a while since he's had the injuries and everything like that, but he's had two ACL reconstructions. Ooh. So when it comes down to it, I really, but those were 4 years ago. Or at the beginning of his college career. It wasn't even so. I mean, that's really the thing that we have to remember. And he's been healthy for the most part for the knees. He's been healthy for the most part for his entire. He was healthy for his entire collegiate career. So he's proved that he can. His knees are there to hold up, but you never know with a knee. You could literally just plant it wrong, and get unlucky, and then, and that's why I'm glad the Bills didn't take him. It's not like he's a first round pick, and I love the value in the third round. And that's where we have to realize, when Stu and I talk about, Bawa, best available when available.
Yep.
He was the best available player when available, based on need, based on development, based on weighted utility. And then there's one more that we use. I think it's depth. I think that's the fourth one. But based on all that stuff, all those categories that we use, he is a very good pick, very valuable pick there, because some people thought he might be able to go in the first round. Some people thought Landon Jackson was a first round pick.
Yeah, and there's a few people that had him mocked to us in the first round.
Right. Ah, nice pass.
Thank you. And I do myself, I love the Trey White signing, and just for the fact of, I'm glad that's not how his Bills career ended. It wasn't off that torn Achilles. I'm glad we can see Trey White again, hopefully contributing in a big role. Hopefully he comes back and looks like Trey White of old. That'll be really nice.
Yeah, and I mean, Josh brings up a good point as far as the weight, throwing weight around and things like that. For 275, 280 pound guy, 380 pounds, 80 pound bench max bench is not a lot. So, I mean, that's another thing too. You get a lot of these guys into these NFL weight and nutrition programs. They're going to get stronger. They're going to, get their bodies in better shape than they are now, because they have the best of the best, and the Bills have really good, like some of the best equipment, some of the best rooms, some of the best things. And we know McDermott loves the sports science stuff, so any of that stuff that comes in here into the Bills is going to only be a good thing. So,
yep. Now, you get to see, when was the last time you saw the progress of the new stadium in person? Has it been a while?
A couple days ago.
Oh, you lucky bastard. You lucky bastard. How's it looking? Is it looking nice?
It's amazing, and it amazes me how quick it's gone up with everything that they've done. So, I mean, I'm just super excited for that stadium to open. It's going to be an amazing experience to go into that stadium. A lot of people will not be able to go the first year because those tickets are going to be so crazily expensive, especially with the way that the Bills' schedule is that just came out. And if they do hit all expectations this year, they should be closing out the stadium in here in Orchard Park with a Super Bowl trophy. So
I got goosebumps when you said that.
So I mean, it just we can't expect it. We can't sit here and say because again, it's hard to win football games.
Yes, it is.
Unless it's the Miami Dolphins.
Been to the playoffs. What, one time since 2000?
Yeah. I just put out that graphic the other day, or we just put out that graphic the other day. I think in the last 30 starts, the Bills are 24-6, and the Dolphins only have one of those wins.
I'm trying to think if I saw that one.
It's the one where they're crowning Josh with the Super Saiyan behind him.
Okay, yep, I did see that. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed. How'd you miss that, Bedard?
He didn't miss it. It hit the post.
Oh, that's not me, Bedard.
It's not me, coach.
My bad, Connor. Oh, you dirty bastard. That was actually nice.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Let's see here.
Now, if Josh Allen's in the game, I probably would have just hurdled you.
Probably.
Oh, it's a hat trick. Wonderful. Got to find a way to respond now.
Yes, sir. All right. And then what were we talking about here?
The new stadium? The Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
The playoffs.
Yeah, Dolphins. Yep. Like, and I friendly ribbing to the Dolphins fans, but also at the same time, they need to shut up and realize that Josh Allen's their daddy. And, you know,
Father's Day's coming up.
yeah, they got to get Josh a Father's Day present, like, for
Otherwise, he's
real.
going to be mad again.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice. Oh, come on, man. Really? Don't let him score.
Oh. Penalty shot? No. Oh, I thought it was a penalty shot.
I'm glad it's not. Actually, I'll probably prefer that, actually.
What's that?
I said I probably would have preferred it be a penalty shot instead of a power play.
Yeah.
They can buy him a Lombardi.
I seriously, though, cannot wait for the Bills to win a Super Bowl because it's going to be before the Dolphins do it. And then they can't say,
How is this going to be? We're doing it this year.
oh, how's your trophy cases? Your trophy case is empty. But you guys, most of your fans now have not seen a championship ever in their lifetime and are still banking off the 1972
Damn it.
1972 and 1973 championships, Super Bowls. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
like that's the other thing though too.
I just can't wait.
I would love to see the Bills go undefeated this year. Like I would love it for Josh Allen to get a Super Bowl and be undefeated.
No.
Huh?
No. I was not gonna. It would be nice though to see Josh Allen do that. Take everything that the Dolphins have. That would be hysterical.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to hear where we don't have to hear anymore. Oh, you guys lost 4 straight Super Bowls. How do you not win one? It's just it drives me nuts.
Like you haven't really heard it a lot lately because it was more a 90s thing, but the boy I love losing Super Bowls. Like that's what Bills stands for, is boy I love losing Super Bowls.
Oh
but
boy.
You've never heard that before?
I might have once or twice, but not often. No. I hear wide right a lot.
Yeah, wide right happened. No, I mean, and
that's
that's the thing. Can't blame Scott Norwood for that. Like, it's natural grass, 47-yard kick. He's never kicked that. He's never. No, that wasn't that. That wasn't him.
Oh.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I don't know. It sucks with the Bills, And when we were talking to Patty Thomas yesterday, when we were interviewing, I know Student told you about that on air.
Yes.
She said that there's a lot of similarities between this team and the teams of the early years because but a lot of them don't go. There is some differences though too. A lot of them aren't. They're doing the camaraderie stuff, but it's not a lot of. I'm trying to think of how she put it. I'm not going to put words in her mouth, so I'm not going to. But basically, she was saying there's a lot of similarities and some differences. So, but it's got to be a thing. Like they've got to find a way to get over that hump. And I really do feel like this year is the year that they're going to do it.
It just has that vibe to it. I don't really know what it is. I don't know. It's just with that schedule and everything, the pieces that we have brought in. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. That but it's not only that. It's the fact that they refuse to give the ball to Thurman Thomas. They refuse to until like the last drive of the game. They refuse to give. They refuse to get out of. They're playing 2 down linemen. Bill Belichick is playing 2 down linemen, and you have one of the best running backs in the league, and you don't use them. You stuck with the K gun rather than changing and going to more of a running style offense for that game, and make the defense change.
Now, why do they do that? Did they have success doing that earlier that year? Because I know the Bills played them without Phil Simms and everything, right?
What do you mean? Why they do? No, well, that's the thing. Belichick came up with that to slow down the K gun that game specifically. And the Bills refused to get out of the alignment they were in. But there was drops by Andre Reed. There was drops by other receivers that it's just I don't know.
Josh said that Bill Belichick said they win the game if Thurman rushes for 100 yards.
Yep, absolutely he does. Or absolutely.
Yeah, but didn't the Bills play the Giants earlier that year as well?
They did.
Maybe did they stick with the K-gun offense because they had success doing it? I mean, was Thurman having a bad game in the Super Bowl?
I honestly don't remember that. I was 5 years old, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
But I've watched the 90 Super Bowl so many times. God damn it, I passed it across.
I can't watch them.
You have to. You have to go back and watch them. Like, seriously, it sucks. But, like, I try and watch Four Falls every year. At least once.
Oh.
The Four Falls of Buffalo? Because it's a great documentary, whatever you want to call it.
I've seen it once. I watched it before the AFC Championship game in 2020, the night before.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, that still bothers me that I woke up and saw that. But I've seen it. That's a very good documentary. It's a very good documentary. I don't know. Something about. I think I saw the Super Bowl where we played Washington. I think I have watched that one.
Yeah, that one was bad.
I think I was talking to Beyond. He said the only one that we should have won was that Giants one.
No, we should have won the second one, or we should have won the first one, and we should have won the last one. And I will go to my grave saying that they should have won the second Cowboys one, and they should have won the Giants one.
Yeah, but Washington was just the better team, right?
Some people say that they were, but I mean, how can you get much better than Thurman Thomas, then Jim Kelly, then James Lofton, then Andre Reed, Jim Kelly, then the entire offensive line that you had, House Ballard, Kent Hall, all those guys. And then you have a defensive line.
Mhm.
You have a defensive line of Bruce Smith. I think Seals was there for that year. I can't remember if it was that year or the year before, or the year after. But you had Cornelius Bennett, you had Darryl Talley, you had Shane Conlon. And the list just keeps going on. You had Mark Kelso, Nate Odoms.
Yeah, you're
I don't
right. You're right.
I don't like, and that's the thing. That's like we talked about earlier. Any given Sunday, like that's truly, and it doesn't help that you had Chuck Dickerson before the game, basically riling up the Hogs, and basically saying that, doing the whole oinking thing and everything like that, that was so dumb.
Why give them any bullets?
But then you had Harry Connick Jr. He moved him or one of his guys that was moving the stage for the concert before moved Thurman's helmet, so Thurman couldn't be in on the first series. Had he been in on the first series, they had the play drawn up for him, and Kenneth Davis goes the wrong way. Thurman would have went the right way, and it would have been like a 60, 70-yard touchdown. It was wide open. That alone changes the game right there. Had Thurman scored on that, and Thurman been in the game there.
Yep, that's what Josh just said too. Yeah, we got to get a Super Bowl. That's the bottom line. We got to get a Super Bowl.
Fuck. Yeah.
What better year than this year?
What better year to close out the old state, the Ralph Rich Stadium, whatever you want to call it? Because I kind of refuse to call it Highmark Stadium. The new one could be called Highmark, sure.
Yeah, but not the old one. The old one is still Ralph.
Correct. So we hope you guys have enjoyed us, watching here, shooting the shit.
Yes.
About sports in general, Bills talk, Sabres talk, Blackhawks talk, everything else. We are going to be doing this every single Friday as long as Pat's internet works. But that should not be a problem now that he's got fiber optic out there, and thank God it got to Wisconsin by now.
Yeah, Wisconsin's 10 years behind everything.
But no, in all seriousness though, join us next week for more of the same stuff. We'll definitely be talking Bills. We'll definitely be talking sports in general. And bring your questions. Bring your questions. Bring your questions. Bring your answers. Bring anything that you want to bring us, and
Shout out to you, student. I'm eating quinoa and watching you two play.
Oh, he's eating quinoa and watching you two play video game hockey. Best Friday night ever.
Shout out to you, student. And shout out to you too, Josh. Everybody watching now and watch on the replay. I got smacked tonight and everything.
Yeah, I think you went 7 or 0-7.
Played Nick, lost by 23, and played a game of Madden, lost, and then just lost to you. It's 0-5. It will be better next week. I will make sure of it if I gotta,
Yeah, you gotta actually play some video games. But real quickly, before we get out of here, let's thank our sponsors.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
Pat, I'm going to play it one time as we get out of here. Hold on. All right, so we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun sitting here talking. Definitely join us tomorrow morning for myself and Beyond 716 on Hockey Hotline. Tomorrow night we have myself and Student Body Right on Third and Manageable at 9 o'clock. We have the Buffalo Blueprint on Sunday at 8 o'clock, and then we have Coast to Coast every Wednesday at 9 with Beyond and the Almighty Whittle. And then we'll be back here next Friday. But before that, check out Chase and Data at 9 p.m. And Pat, anything else?
Yeah, again, thank you for everybody tuning in now, watching on the replay, to everybody that was in the comment section. And thanks for just shooting the shit with us tonight. And we'll be back at it next Friday.